Hey everyone, it's Mickey. Sorry it's been a while. My health keeps acting up, but thankfully, I'm actually starting to feel better in, just in who I am. So I'm going to start doing a lot of research on everything going on with me, with my health, with physical health, spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, every mental health. Uh, Gonna be reading a lot. Reading definitely a lot. I'll have my head in a book, and really, the people might actually are gonna have to start, wondering what is she doing. Then, of course, if you know me, then like, oh well, she's just reading, you know, research, getting to know things, trying to help herself and others, which is, that's who I am. I'm a big believer that if you don't, when I get more help, when I get better, it's not for me, it's for others. Because if I get better, I can do more, and I can help, the people that I want to help, the people that I'm helping now, people that I want to help, the things I can do more. I hate the things that I've had to go through. I shouldn't have had to go through that, and I didn't have to. But I'm starting to think positive. Not, but so much bad stuff happened to me that I let it take over everything I do. How I see people, how I see life, how I, see everything. And, you know, some of the things that I believe, I let that take over everything instead of, saying, well, okay, not every thing, person, whatever, is bad. Um, so I'm starting to do that more and starting to focus on getting myself in order and getting myself starting to have a life, because had so many things happen the past few years that has just beat me down. Every time I try to get back up, I get beat back down. Try to get back up, I get beat back down. And 30 years of that, things I went through that I should never have had to go through as a kid. But, sorry, it makes me mad that all that happened, but, I'm now focusing on moving forward and starting to do the things that I've, wanted to do, past few years, my whole life. I'm going to start really pushing myself and to look at every possible, avenue to get help in every area, spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, everything. I don't like being a person that just, finds something and settles. I've done it, but I don't like it, It's best to look at every possibility. It's great when you have it, but, I'm not being negative, I'm being truthful. That's just who I am, and that's what I'm gonna be. I am truthful. That's me. I'm sorry. It's not. I'm not being negative. I'm just saying because that's part of life, and that's things I'm going to be talking about. That's things I'm going to be working on stopping because it doesn't have to be part of life, and it shouldn't have had to been part of life if people would have stood up and done something. And unfortunately, they haven't. Which for others that means take charge. However you want to say it. I don't. I know certain people prefer to have things said a certain way. I personally, I'm not that picky. It's, to me, it's like, okay, I'm not going, if someone tells me, if someone's in a fragile state, then yeah, I'll be nice and I'll work to them like that, because if someone is in a real fragile state and they need it, then yeah, I am. Because I want them to feel as comfortable as possible. Anyway, just I'm gonna start really searching for answers. And, trying to get help with everything I'm going through so that I can be better, so that I can help others. Because no one in my state should have to go through this. I've said it once and I'll say it again. And I'll say it. I'll always say it. But also, the more I look up to help myself, I can help others. Which means, my friends out there, the people that know me, I want you to watch this. I want you to help me too. I can't do this alone. I'm a big person that believes you have to have love around you to help you out, but, it's not just people saying, oh, that's okay, things will get better, but doing something to help you get better. Because, if you don't help people get better, they might not help you get better. And it's just the right thing to do. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not the kind of person to tell somebody to just, tell them to, where they've gone through a lot of shit and they didn't bring it on themselves, and it's not their fault. I'm not the kind of person to just sit there and tell them to do it on their own. If I can help them, which I'm saying, if I can, because sometimes some people just aren't in the state to be able to help people. That's the way that's the truth. But, that's the truth thing. Slurred that when I said it. But, if I'm in a state to be able to help somebody that really truly deserves it, I'm going to help them. That's the way it is. Because, I don't want something to happen to them and then think, oh, well, I could have done something and I didn't. And then I live to regret it. It's never good to have regrets. When you have a regret is not when you didn't have the power to do something, which a lot of people actually said they don't have the power when they do. I'll explain that later on. I'll be explaining a lot of words what they truly mean, and not what people, not the generalized version of it, because unfortunately that's been used too much, and it's hurt a lot of people and helped a lot of people the wrong way, which shouldn't have happened. So, if you're going to sit there and tell me I'm wrong, well, open your mind to the possibility that you might be wrong. So, I was getting into this when I saw my doctor last week. Oh, how lovely. I know in this day and age, learning is a lost art. Nobody cares about learning. People want to, they see the, the models from Diva Search and all, those kind of girls in wrestling, just make it without ever going in the indies, training, and working their way up. So they can actually learn every aspect. And when I say that, that's not just wrestling. That's learning how to talk and learning how to act and not being a cookie cutter carbon copy of a diva. Because, be original, have a mind of your own. Because if you don't, then, it's really, it's sad. But that, and you got the Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian that are just getting out, they didn't work hard. They didn't start at the bottom and work their way up. They just got famous because of a sex tape, and, well, really, that's the only reason why they got famous. Because there's a lot of people that come from rich families that aren't as popular and aren't as out there because of them. I mean, they didn't do anything to get to where they are. Besides, well, they had sex and made a sex tape. So didn't anybody learn from Pamela Anderson? Really? Come on, think. What happened to her doesn't mean it'll happen to me. Like, no, just think. If you're going to become famous, you're going to do something like that, it's kind of like, people, when they get into political, office. Political. That sounds bad, but you know what I mean. When they start running for office and everything, and when you're young, you don't always think about what you do, and because your mind's not developed, and when you're a teenager and a young adult, don't always think because you're kind of in the moment of independence, and it happens. But, it doesn't have to happen. I'm not going to keep saying that, guys, but, I'll say it now. A lot of the things that do happen that, don't have to happen. I will explain more. But, they don't think, well, I want to get into office one day, so I need to watch what I do. Because the things from their past can come back, can be exposed, and, they're stuck, which, I'm sure a lot of people are probably regretting putting Arnold into office because, oh, well, I'm faithful to my wife and everything, and, he was having an affair with, the maid. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, well, he's a good guy. I mean, I don't believe any of those people. And all these years later. So, what were you saying? It's kind of, just one of those things. But, it's crazy. But, totally forgot my train of thought. But, I believe that, starting from the bottom and working your way up is good. Because you learn. You can learn more from doing that than you can from just starting at the top. You can. It's maybe hard to believe, but you can. And I'd rather do that than getting pushed to the top right away and being put out there for everyone to see and not know what I'm doing. Because then I make myself look like an ass, make the people around look like an ass, the company I'm working for look like an ass, and it's that's just not good. It's not good. I mean, people can say what they want about it. Me, I won't do it. So, I love learning. And the more, like I said, I lost my train of thought. It happens a lot. But, the more I can learn, the more I can absorb, the better I can get, I can pass that along to others and to be able to help them out. And that's what I really want others to do, is to be able to help me too, so I can help them, I mean, I don't want people to, I feel used when I offer to help somebody who's in power that can't, I hate that some of the friends I have now, and some of the kids I'm helping, they're not in a spot to be able to help, anyone. I mean, well, okay, let me reframe that because I don't want anyone to get mad. But, they're in a vulnerable spot. They're in a spot to where they can only do so much. That's what I mean. And, a lot of people I'm working with, they have good hearts. And they really care, and they want to do more. And it's sad that they can't get to that point to where they need to be able to do that. So, I'm just, I really want to be able to have the people that can help me with these things to do so. Because the more you can help me, the more I can do for you. And I love helping you. I love doing it. I mean, I wouldn't have offered my services if I didn't, because I'm a firm believer that, when it comes to people I run sites on or people I'm friends with, if they're not talented, if they don't have something that I don't see that really has talent to go far, then I'm not going to put my time and effort into supporting them. It's, I want to be able, and that, can sound mean to some people, but it's not, I'm going to make sure that I represent people that are actually good, because there are a lot of people who will just take someone on who's not good at something, at, whatever they're doing. And, later on, person ends up, stop doing, what they were doing, or get a big head because, certain fans were saying that they're great, and certain people are saying that they're great, and they're not. And, I'm not going to do that. I'll be honest with you, because that's me. Now, I'm learning on how to be more open, because I can be rather shy about certain things and kind of like get that, fear of things where it's like, okay, I'm not going to talk, nope, let me, big goofball, I always do that, like, nope. That's just who I am. But, just I like to be more open, with people, but thankfully it's with the people that I've worked with, and actually, a lot of the kids that I've worked with, thankfully, we've all, agreed on a lot of the people, that are talented. And even some of the people that I had before that I don't work with anymore or don't, do a site on anymore, I do believe, some of them are talented. Unfortunately, something's happened and it's just not good. And sadly, it'd be nicer if people, it'd be nicer if that didn't have to happen, but unfortunately sometimes it does. And unfortunately it did for some. I'm not saying that all of it, because unfortunately, some things, things happen, and I mean, I've had too much shit happen, unfortunately. But anyway, so this just giving you an update on how I'm doing, and really, I mean, even if I don't know you, I'd like to know you. If any of my blogs, that you watch and listen to, hope you're doing both. But if they interest you and really touch you in a positive way, I want you to comment on them and ask questions and talk. I mean, I'd love to help you, you know, and have you help me, and it'd be perfect. I'm not saying that you have to help. Like I said, if you're not in the state to do it, then you don't have to. I'm not. No way am I going to put a guilt trip on anybody and say, well, you should have helped me, and because no. But if you can, yeah, please. It's not for me. It's for the people I'm helping around me. So I mean, please, I want to help you, so help me. So rock on. You have a good one, and until next time.